Now, have these toxic Tories really learnt lessons from their Brexit referendum result? Now, the reason why I'm asking is because when I had the great privilege of talking to rejoin the EU Treasurer Richard Hewison this week, and he's also running for Chipping Barnet seat, if I remember rightly, in this election, where I wanted to ask him about the Tory manifesto, where there were the bonkers pledges like the ridiculous Rwanda scheme, illegal limit on migration, again, cuts to welfare and civil service, right up to doing away with low-quality degrees. So down with performing arts, probably. But there were some other pledges that some might find attractive, like cap on social care, 3 strikes and you're out for antisocial tenants. There were even stuff about help to buy and all that stuff, and defence spending. And I asked Richard if he thought that maybe it might have been better if they spent more time talking about these pledges instead of trying to scare the country into not voting for Labour. And there's a specific reason why I asked it in this way.
No, these policies are the policies of a government that knows it's on the way out. They're things that can't be delivered, haven't been fully costed, but they're the things that for the next 5 years, whoever takes over from Sunak can point at and say, well, this is what we called for at the general election, and Labour are failing because of X, Y, Z. The only thing I would highlight with that is the dangers of such policies. The people promoting Brexit 8 years ago were coming out with the most inflated, unrealistic promises because they thought people would never in a million years vote for Brexit. Well, hello, they did. And then, of course, it was painfully impossible to deliver. And this Conservative manifesto is identical there. I mean, some of the pledges we've had have been just ridiculous. The one about national service, for example, for all 18-year-olds. I mean, nobody realistically would want to end up in a situation that, and you know, with all respect to the 18-year age group, they're just like any other age group. There's 750,000 of them in that age group, as there is any age group. And unfortunately, many people in every age group have severe mental health problems, mental health issues and mental health challenges. And there is a psychopathic tendency within all age groups. And unfortunately, when you have an open goal such as we will attract 30,000 young people to be trained to use weapons for a year and then throw them on the scrap heap at the end of the year, you are asking for problems within society doing that. And the Conservatives are very well aware of that, as are the other parties there. It's just that because nobody thinks it's realistically going to be delivered, nobody actually bothers to point out these severe problems there. What we need for our young people are opportunities and care and training for those who do have mental health issues, not training them how to use weapons for a year and then throwing them on the scrap heap. And I use that policy because it's just the icing on the cake of stupidity in this particular Tory manifesto. But most policies that have been done on the hoof are equally poorly thought out.
Now, I agree about these pledges like cap on social care and other stuff being rushed and just pushed out there because they can say whatever they like because they know they're on the way out. I also got the feeling that Richard may have read my mind because he brought up Brexit. And that's the reason why I framed the question that way, because as I've watched this general election go on, be it on Twitter, Tories seem to spend more time doing crappy memes about Labour or punting the £2,000 tax hike instead of saying, well, they will offer the country if they're re-elected. And it really reminded me of the Brexit referendum campaign where they just tried to scare the country into voting for Remain. And I asked Richard if he agreed.
No, they're absolutely not. And I think one of the big problems of our politics over the last few years is the Labour Party have very much been orientating around a one-to-one battle with the Conservative Party, where they can out-Brexit the Brexiters, out-right-wing the right-wingers. And I think the Farage surge, for record, the date we're talking today is the 17th of June, which is an interesting day to have the debate because Nigel Farage just launched his contract with the electorate this lunchtime. And he's basically outright winging Labour. Now, Labour have gambled everything on appealing to the right wing and just ignoring the left wing. And the interesting thing about today's date is today is also the day that postal votes started landing. And indeed, my postal vote landed this morning. I'm going to post it this evening. And then as a voter, I'm done in this particular election. It doesn't actually matter what happens over the next few weeks. I'm done. And the fact that today, the day when the first postal votes land, and let's be frank, between a third and about 40% of people will probably use postal votes in this election. And research shows that postal votes tend to be done almost instantly that they are posted. You can look at the opinion polls as they stand today, and you can get a fair idea of how the first tranche of votes is going to go. And unfortunately, I think Labour have lost a lot of their traditional support on the left. Who knows where they're going to vote? Some will vote for us, some will vote for the Green Party, some will vote probably for the Liberal Democrats. But the Farage surge that we see over the next few days will dominate that 40% of postal votes, if it is that high.
Yeah. Yeah, because like call him what you like, he's a very canny operator, and he does seem to know what he's doing.
The sad thing I have to admit is I watched his launch this lunchtime and I realized I'd watched him speak for 25 minutes. Now, there's few politicians that will engage my attention for 25 minutes. As much as I loathe everything Farage stands for, he does. Keir Starmer, I've napped off in Keir Starmer speeches before, and I've quite a feeling that it's going to be nap time for quite a lot of us in the future as we hear Keir Starmer speak. And Nigel Farage is a dangerous operator. He's charismatic. He can tell the most awful lies and look totally honest while actually doing it. And he's calling himself a candidate for Prime Minister in 2029. And unfortunately, I think that's very valid.
Well, this is taken from an hour-long conversation that I uploaded yesterday, but I know that an hour-long video can be too much for a lot of people. Also, I'm not the best interviewer and can waffle while I should be asking questions. But if you do want to watch the full interview, I'll leave a link somewhere so you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, they haven't seemed to have learnt much of what Richard had to say about Labour and the surge of Farage. I found very interesting, especially when it came to listening to him for 25 minutes, because I go the other way. I have no interest in listening to Nigel fog on of ignorance for 2 minutes, let alone 25. But I do understand what he means, because I have a few friends who think he's brilliant. So Richard has a point. But our Nigel does get a mention later on. But what do you guys think? Would the Tories have been better off concentrating on what they can offer instead of trying to scare the electorate into not voting for their opposition like they did during the Brexit referendum campaign? Let me know down below and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.